Hello YouTube, back again with another video. Kinda breaking news. Man, Pokemon TCG Pocket needs better security because we just got another leak coming into the new set. This time coming from the Korean TCG Pocket account. They had leaked the new trailer that's about to come out probably in a day or two. So we got our first look at some cards and we got some pretty good translations on them. So I'm pretty sure these are going to be what the cards are actually going to be, but you know, nothing's completely finalized until the cards come out. So I will show you the trailer and then we'll talk about the cards that are coming out. And honestly, there might be some groundbreaking meta shifts with these new cards. But yeah, here, enjoy the trailer and I'll see you in a couple minutes or so. Already, hope you guys enjoy the trailer, so let's get into it. So obviously, the main pull from this set are the legendary dogs are finally getting EX cards. We also get a bit of Latios and Latias. It seems like they're not going to get any EX cards, and then we get some other cards that we're able to see for now. Just judging from the other sets that have come out, the other mini sets, there should be around 70 to 80 cards ish. So it is a mini set, just enough for us to hold us over until the next big set, which I'm hoping will be with the Megas, which will be at the end of September. But yeah, let's get into it. So the 3 legendary dogs actually will have the same ability, and that will be Legendary Heartbeat. So at the end of your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, draw a card. All right, so for Eevee Grove, when Sylveon first came out, people did not think it would be that good. Some people did. I think people that were more seasoned with TCG knew how powerful drawing cards is. So I will not be fooled this time. Not that I was a Sylveon disbeliever, but being able to draw cards is extremely powerful in this game, especially with a 20 card limit. So the fact that these 3 basic Pokemon have the ability to draw cards could be pretty devastating. This could be meta shifting, and honestly, I'm kind of for it because if a set didn't have good cards, then it'd be kind of boring because then what's the point of even playing these cards? And unfortunately, that's how we get power creep, but that's also why I would like rotation to happen so we could start using different cards and, you know, retire the old ones. So besides the legendary Heartbeat for Raikou, he has 130 HP. Note, this is the lowest HP, I believe, out of the 3 dogs. And all these dogs will have 2 energy attacks. So for 2 energy, this attack also does 10 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Yeah, so honestly, without even showing you the other 2, this might be the weakest one. I don't think it's too bad, but the fact that you know, it can do more than 60. The other 2 have a chance to do more than 60. This is kind of stuck at 60 with 10 to 1 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Yeah, this is pretty much like hoping for a Cyrus play. Maybe you could have pair it with the Pikachu EX that has the 150. So you could snipe with a Cyrus and hit for 150 on it. But yeah, this might be the weakest one. Honestly, Electric's been in kind of a weird spot. They haven't really had the greatest of cards. Originally in GA, it was great that they were quick and they only had 1 retreat cost and you can move things around. But now, like, there's so many cards that have that are kind of on par with the whole retreat thing and are just as quick. So Electricity kind of ended up being, I don't want to say useless, but definitely not as good, just because the whole point of Electric being quick is it doesn't really matter when there's other decks that are quicker, you know what I mean? But yeah, that is Raikou EX. Let's go on to Entei. So Entei has 140 HP. Again, same ability, Legendary Heartbeat. You could draw a card at the end of your turn. So for 2 energy, it does the 60 base, which is like Raikou, except for this one, if you do 2 extra fire energy, you will do 60 more, so a total of 120 damage. For 4 energy, that is a lot for 120, so it's I don't even know if you're ever gonna get to that 4 energy, to be honest. But I can't tell if this is, I could be wrong. The thing with the leaks is that oftentimes everyone is kind of wrong at the beginning. So right now I'm so tempted to say that this is the worst one out of the 3, and then it might be the best one. We'll honestly see. Playtesting is undefeated, and that will give us the best result for like what's actually good. But obviously I could see Entei being paired with Magby, so Magby will be able to accelerate it. Maybe even Ho-Oh, to be honest. Ho-Oh could accelerate it as well. But then the whole point of Entei is to be in the active spot so you can keep drawing, you know what I mean? But who knows, maybe the meta will be different, and having these in the active spot to start with won't be the meta. But right off bat, I think that's how you should play it. So you could draw everything you need right off the get-go. So I could see Entei being paired with Magby, and then some EVs with Flareon, and then get Sylveon for even extra draw. If Entei gets knocked out, at least you'll have some energy to be able to put on your Flareons. But for now, I think this might be the weakest out of the 3. When we get to Suicune, I think Suicune is the strongest out of the 3. But between Entei and Raikou, I don't know, they're probably bottom 2 for me. Honestly, and thank God these legendary dogs do not have great attacks, because then it would be way too broken. I feel like this is a very, very intentional choice to keep their attacks extremely low, and giving them retreat cost of 2, because their ability is just very, very strong, and it seems like Niantic does know that it's very strong, and they don't want to make that same problem with Sylveon being so overpowered that it's like in every deck, when it doesn't even have to be a psychic deck, and you're just inputting Sylveon into everything just because it's so OP. These dogs could be put into every deck as well, just because the ability might just be that good. But yeah, let's go on to Suicune, who I feel is the best one. So Suicune is 140 HP, and for the 2 energy, this attack does 20 damage times the amount of both players' benched Pokemon. So I'm sure you're gonna probably, with Suicune, you're gonna load up your deck with a lot of basics. So it shouldn't be too hard to get the 3 on your bench. So you're gonna get that 60 damage, just like the other guys. And you're gonna be doing more damage because your opponent will most likely have bench Pokemon. And even if they feel like they don't want to put the bench out there, just because they don't want to get damaged by the Suicune, that's good. That's good. You're making them have to make a choice of not being able to put out a bench because they want to get attacked by Suicune too much. So this is one of the reasons why I think is the best one, because for 2 energy, you could end up doing a bunch of damage. I feel like when the meta starts moving towards this, people are going to know not to throw out all their bench when you don't need it. So yeah, the chances of you hitting for 120 off the very beginning, it probably won't happen, because people are now aware that Suicune, you're going to be playing a Suicune deck once you see the water energy at the beginning of the match. But with that being said, I would definitely run Suicune with some red cards, because if people are holding their basics and their Pokemon in their hand, I am going to red card the crap out of them so that they lose it all. And then, it could be a really good strategy. And honestly, with Suicune, this is probably arguably now the best water EX card. And so we also have Misty. Misty, all you need is one heads, and you'll be able to pretty much get this ramped up extremely quick. And now, why I also think Suicune is the best one, we have been given Mantike, which is a new baby Pokemon, and this is the energy generation for water Pokemon. So for 0 energy, you'll be able to generate the water energy and give it to your Suicune or whoever it may be. This is a way better Manaphy. With Manaphy, you're gonna give up a point no matter what, to be honest. Like 9 times out of 10, that's a free point. So you might as well use Mantike, because you don't have to give up an energy. There's no retreat cost. Like, who cares if Manaphy is able to give that 2 energy out? Because this is kind of giving out 2 energy too, because you don't have to put a water energy on it. So you start off with Mantike in the starting position. you give an energy off to your Suicune, and then you retreat for free and put your Suicune back in the active spot. And now you're already attacking for 60 plus, or maybe unfortunately 20, 40, whatever it may be. And you're making them decide if they want to even put out their bench. So I'm pretty sure my early thoughts, I think Suicune is going to be the best one. I'm very interested to see how it goes because, yeah, mostly we're usually wrong at the beginning. When I say we, I mean like everyone. Content creators, normal players, we're usually wrong, but I think as the sets go on, we're starting to learn what's strong and what's not strong in terms of like, oh, is a draw card strong? Is a heal card strong? We're trying not to make that mistake again of messing that up. But let's check out the other cards. So we have Latios and Latias. So these are non-EX. So Latias, if Latios is on your bench, this attack does 20 more damage. So this does 40 damage for 1 psychic energy. And for Latios, it does 120 for 3 energy, and you discard all energy attached to this Pokemon. I think this is pretty bad. It also has an ability. If Latios is on your bench, this Pokemon has no retreat cost, so I'm guessing after you do your 120 for the 3, you just get a free retreat. Yeah, I'm scared to call this really bad because, we didn't get to playtest it yet, but this does not seem good. Discarding 3 energy for 110 just seems really, really bad, and to my memory, there's nothing like Flareon where you could generate a psychic energy from your discard pile. I'm pretty sure there isn't. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. This does not seem very smart to be discarding 3 psychic energy. You pretty much lose the game all for just a one-time 120 attack. But you know, Latias, they are cool ass Pokemon, so hopefully their EX versions become better. Now Melodic, this is actually another really good card. It seems like they're actually really trying to buff Water at this point because Water has been just so weak for so long because they knew that Misty was just kind of ruining the meta for Water because they weren't able to release a good Water Pokemon because of the fear of Misty just making it an auto win. They kind of learned their lessons with Articuno, even though Articuno wasn't the most broken card, but it was a really strong card during GA, and Misty was kind of making it so it was very unfun to play against. But yeah, Melodic. Healing Wave. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you can heal 60 damage from one of your water Pokemon. So this is pretty much a free Lily. You get a free Lily, and then also you have Arita. So this does a lot of healing, and if we've learned anything with with Espeon, healing is very, very, very good. It pretty much gives you an extra turn, and every turn counts in this game when there's only 20 cards, and the game is so quick. So inserting this into your water deck with Suicune could be pretty good. It has a very small attack, just 60, so it's not very strong, but I could definitely see this being inputted to pretty much keep your Suicune alive, or who knows what the other water Pokemon might be inputted into the water decks. We're not sure yet what the meta could bring. You never know, like Palkia could end up being in the decks now too, now that you could generate water a lot quicker, water energy a lot quicker. But yeah, this card seems pretty good. I don't know if this could be meta, but getting a free Lily just for evolving into Melodic, and if you have 2 Melodics, then you get 2 free Lilies, and then you have your Aritas. So this could be very, very strong. We have Slowking. For 1 energy, you may discard up to 2 tools in your hand. This attack does 50 damage times the number of tools you discarded. So you can do up to 100 damage for 1 water energy. And it's 130 HP, stage 1. Honestly, it's not bad. It's not meta breaking or anything, but it's a pretty strong card. It's a pretty strong YouTube card. I'm definitely gonna use this card in a video and try to get some wins. And what makes this card even better, because you may think like, oh, what are the chances you're even gonna have 2 tools in your hand, which is very true. They actually gave us a support card called Traveling Peddler. So you get to look at the top 4 cards of your deck, and you put all your Pokemon tools you find there into your hand, and then you shuffle your deck. So yeah, this is kind of like Hiker. From the last set, you get to look at the top 4, and if you find a tool, or 2 tools or 3 tools or 4 tools. You get to put it all in your hand. So this goes in tandem with Slow King. So yeah, it could be pretty good. Honestly, the high HP, good thing you could only use 2 tools, so a max of 100 attack and not 150. That'd be ridiculous and be crazy broken. But Slow King could be pretty fun to play as, and maybe that's gonna be in the meta with Suicune, who knows. But one thing I was thinking about this card is that this could work with Giratina Darkrai. Unfortunately, the deck that never dies, Giratina Darkrai, it already has a lot of support cards. It'll be kind of hard to fit in this card, but this could be really good because getting that Rocky Helmet and that Cape is extremely important for the deck, especially when you're facing things like Oricorio or you're facing the Mirror Match. You definitely want those tools out. So this could be a really good card. The only problem is, like, you're definitely not going to run 2 of these. So if you're only running, well, you might run 2 of these if you're running a Slow King deck, but on a Darkrai Giratina deck, you probably do not have room to run 2. So if you're only running 1, there is a chance this is just going to be at the bottom 10 of your deck. Like, you have a pretty 50% chance of this being in the bottom, and then it kind of gets useless. So I don't know how consistent this card is actually going to be, and if you could actually fit in the Giratina Darkrai deck, but this could be a good choice to put it in there, you know? Other cards, we have Fanfi. This attack does damage equal to the damage this Pokemon has on it. Not very good. This would be a lot better if it had more HP. Yeah, 70 HP is not much. It kind of doesn't even, I don't see the point in this. I guess it's, the other Fanfi, what does it do? 30 damage, a 30 attack, and does like 10 damage to itself, I think. So this could be better than the other Fanfi, but we'll see. It could be better than the other Fanfi, actually. But yeah, this isn't like crazy or anything. And then we have, they showed Stunfisk and Slugma. Nothing really to show. 2 energy for 50 attack for Stunfisk and 2 energy for Slugma. I don't think this is better than the other Slugma. Although I can't remember the other Slugma, but I'm pretty sure it was only 1 energy for a 1 attack. But yeah, these are the cards that are leaked so far from the trailer. Knowing how the leaks have been happening, we might get even more leaks coming soon. But yeah, for now, it was pretty interesting seeing the 3 legendary dogs and what they could do. Yeah, like I said, I think Suicune right now is the front runner for being the best card out of this set. But there's still going to be like 60 to 70 cards that we haven't even seen yet. So there's a lot of opportunity for another card to be the best thing out of here. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and my early thoughts. Hoping there's gonna be more leaks so we can have more content and we can have more theory crafting and we can figure out more ways to create some new decks. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good day and a good week and a good weekend. All right, guys, take care. Peace.